1075 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
The transfer yesterday of Brian Rowe, the four-star wide receiver. Now, this is kind of what I anticipated, maybe not from Rowe, but from some of this wide receiver class that was signed last year. I think you had to be realistic that not everybody was going to be kept, and you had to kind of wonder, okay, who out of that group do you not want to lose the most? And Brian Rowe played this year, and at times he looked dynamic. He looked like a guy that you felt, all right, we need to keep. He is a guy that we've got to hold on to. But then, as the season went along, you got to see Jaden Sellers a little bit. And with that, I went, okay, Brian Rowe, Jaden Sellers, probably about right. Not much difference that I see right now. Malik Clark is a guy who didn't play very much this year, but was highly talented. Remember, he was signed with or committed to Florida State, ended up flipping to South Carolina late in the process. I think he's another guy you don't want to lose. Nick Harbor is back for another year. I don't know about Mazeo Bennett, who's not in that freshman class, but, Donovan Murph is another guy that started to show some progress late in the year. And now you put this new offense in, and all right, if you want to stay, stay. And if you don't, you don't. That's kind of how I feel about it. Nothing wrong with Brian Rowe entering the portal. I think it's a combination of being a loss and not being a loss at the same time. I will say for the women's team, I don't think they are elite anymore. I think they are now in a pod of 10 to 12 teams that are really good and can win the national championship. And part of that, again, Dawn, is your fault. You promoted, not that there's anything wrong with this, but it is your fault. You promoted women's basketball. You've built the sport. You've done more for it than probably any other coach, Gino Auriemma, maybe Pat Summitt, than anybody's done. And because of your hard work and because of you uplifting the sport, there's a lot of other good teams now. It's not South Carolina, Connecticut, and then maybe a third team that rotates through Iowa, Southern Cal, somebody else. So that's Dawn's fault. And another part of Dawn's fault is she's made this team so good, they constantly beat teams by 40 and 50. And it makes it boring to watch. It's not a lot of fun. If you don't tune in for the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, maybe the first quarter, by then you're watching a game that's over. For South Carolina, we'll take on Texas in 2027, and I expect Will Muschamp to still be there. How do you feel about Muschamp taking the Texas defensive coordinator job? Do you not care at all? This is interesting because South Carolina fans like Muschamp, I'll give him a lot of credit. I didn't dislike Muschamp. And I got to know, because David Waters that we've had on here from Gator, whatever his podcast is now, but the guy we've had multiple times when we talk Florida, David Waters, Gator Breakdown, I think. He gave me a lot of interesting background on Muschamp and his time from Florida and how Muschamp evolved down there and some of the feelings that Muschamp had as things wrapped up and his distrust of media and his distrust of people. And I saw that. I was able to see that when he was here at South Carolina. And somebody, I think it was Gamecock Bourbon Society on Twitter last night, sent me the video, and it was funny. It's funny. And it's the outtake of him telling Gamecock fans to get out of their seats. If most of y'all would remember it, if not, on Twitter/X, go check out Gamecock Bourbon Society's Twitter handle, and he's got the video of it. It is. There was nothing wrong with Will Muschamp's emotions. He was emotional. He lived by that, but that actually showed some personality in him. And that was the one thing at South Carolina I think he fought so hard to not show, was personality.